Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's Facebook and Instagram Live. I'm Christine Daal from Fashion Angel Warrior, and tonight is episode 87. We are going to do a Q&A all about COVID-19, coronavirus, and how it's affecting your business. I want to hear from you guys. If you have specific questions about what exactly you should be doing, definitely start posting them. I'm going to answer all of your questions. This is kind of a piggyback off of last week. We talked all about what you should be doing to prosper and not panic, and how you can actually come out ahead at the end of this whole thing. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Hi Daisy, hi Dominica, how are you? I may even bring some of you on with me. So if you would like to join in with our Facebook and Instagram Live, just request to come on. I'll answer your question live. For those of you who aren't familiar with how we run our Facebook and Instagram Live, so they are recorded. However, on Instagram, they're deleted in 24 hours. So you have to go over to Facebook inside the Fearless Fashionpreneur Facebook group to watch them. Also, if you have connectivity issues at any point in time, I have no idea what's going to happen. Last week, we did not have good connectivity on Facebook, and so everyone had to go to Instagram. If you can't hear me on Instagram, go to the Facebook group, vice versa, and hopefully you'll be able to watch it. And yes, give me your hearts, give me your thumbs up. I like it. I love it. I need it. It's like oxygen to me. This is so, so good. Fashion Art Home. Married to medicine here. That's all I hear all day long. Oh, wow. Okay, so your husband or somebody must be a doctor, nurse, something along those lines. Okay, yes. And hopefully all of you are not watching the news. I personally do not watch the news. Yes, I'm looking at the numbers, and yes, I'm paying attention to what we should all be doing to be wise about the situation, but I try not to pay attention to all the other stuff because they're just trying to instill fear, and we need to remember to have faith. So if you have any questions, start typing them in. Tonight we're going to discuss COVID-19, how it's affecting your business, what you should be doing to come out ahead. I'm going to answer all of your questions, so if you have questions, start typing them. So again, first off, my heart and prayers go out to those affected by COVID-19. I know people are suffering right now. I know just things like people who are planning to have weddings can't even have a wedding. People who are having a baby aren't even allowed to have their significant other in the delivery room with them. And then, of course, people who are dying can't even have a proper funeral because of the social distancing. So I understand a lot is really going on, and it's unfortunate, but thankfully, God is still in control. God can still turn this whole thing around and make good out of the situation. So for most of us, I'm guessing you're in one of two positions. Number one, you are bored out of your freaking mind. You have tons of extra time, either because you're no longer commuting to work because you're working from home, and or possibly because you were laid off and or don't have a job because your job is something that cannot be done physically at home. You have to actually be in person to do your job. So I realize some of you are probably in that position. You've got a lot of time. You're bored out of your minds. And then some of you are in position number two. You are busier than ever, either because your business is a type of business or in an industry where it's super, super busy right now due to COVID-19. My husband is in finance, so his phone is ringing off the hook because everyone's trading, because the stock market keeps going down every single day. And so it's a really, really hectic time for the stock market and people that are in finance. So he's extra busy right now. I'm extra busy right now. And then together, both of us are even more busy because now we have to watch our child at home. We have no daycare for our child. So if you're in the position like me, where maybe you have to now watch your kids from home and try to do your job at the same time, you are probably pulling your hair out and busier than ever and losing a lot of sleep. Yes? So I'd love to hear from you guys just to kind of see where everyone is at. So who's actually in boat number one? You are bored out of your mind, you have a ton of time. And who's in boat number two? You have no time, you actually have less time, you're busier than ever because of what's going on. So who's in which boat? Number one, super bored, lots of time. Number two, super busy, no time. I would love to hear from you guys. So type in the comments so I can kind of see where everyone's at. Hey, Venetia, how are you? Kevin, great question. I'm going to answer your question. Elvatanza shipped 45 masks to her daughter, who is a Navy flight surgeon. Awesome. That's great. Thank God for them, for doing that, for being in that service. Amen. Shrenika, am I saying your name correctly? Both boats. Okay, Kevin's in both boats. How can you guys be in both? You're either busy or not busy. I don't know. Tell me how you're in both boats. I'd love to know. I'm not seeing the comments on Facebook. I don't know why. Sometimes that happens, but anyhow, hopefully you guys are there and commenting. Shrenika has 2 kids. Yes, you are very busy then watching those 2 kids. Okay, cool. Boat 1, says Cleo. Naima, Nancy, how are you? Can you guys comment on Facebook? I don't know what's going on, if I can see your comments or not. It doesn't look like they're coming in, so I just want to make sure I can see everyone's comments. Middle boat, fashion art home, not a mom here, just husband is a surgeon and a dog, but I'm good at creating ideas to keep busy as much as or as little as I want. Awesome. Okay, great. So it sounds like everyone's kind of in different boats here. Jungle hippie, I had to move in with family, working on my website, online presence, totally different from what I was doing before. Yes, we have to adapt. We have to make things a little bit different for sure. But there are some good or positive things that can come out of this. I heard today that the cotton prices are going down. They're actually at record lows for the decade. So if you have been thinking about purchasing cotton fabric after this is all over, doing so would probably behoove you because the price will be really, really low. And also, I think this is really going to actually wake people up to the idea or the concept or the reality that we all need to be online. We all need to have things digital and in an online format so that we can work from anywhere, so that we can get things done from anywhere and in any type of situation. I know personally our church was really thankful that we had actually started live streaming our Friday night services starting in the beginning of January. Had we not done that, we would have been scrambling now to get our Sunday service live streamed. So thank goodness and thank God that we actually did that in January and switched that all over. I don't know if there's issue going on with Facebook, guys. Some of you are telling me you left Facebook and now you're on Instagram. Hopefully we don't have issues. There was issues last week with Facebook, so hopefully that's not the case. Okay, and then of course I have pattern makers that didn't digitize patterns. They were doing things by hand, and now they can't actually physically go into the factories to get a hold of their paper patterns to make the corrections that they need to. Had everything been already digitized on their computer, they could actually still be working right now. So I think it's gonna wake a lot of people up to the idea or the reality that we all need to be digital. The days of doing things by hand and writing things down on paper and things like that are kind of long gone and have been long gone. And I hate it because personally, I am an old school, I'm an old soul. I like to handwrite stuff, but it is the way of the future. Everything is online and it's much easier to get stuff done from your phone if you have everything saved on there and it's synced with your computer, and it's just so much easier. So if you ever needed a reason to be online, this is it. And I wrote a whole post on my Instagram feed all about this, so go check it out at the end when we're done with this. So let's answer some questions. So Kevin, I know you had a great question and I wanted to remember to answer this for you. So I think you posted it again here. Kevin wants to know, I've been recently getting a lot of DMs from customers asking when I'm restocking hoodies. Do you think I should hold back on spending money on the restock or listen to the customers? So I also remember when you and I were talking, you were mentioning also releasing a new collection at this time also. So in my opinion, always, almost 99% always listen to your customers. If people are asking you for product, if they're like, hey, I want this, I'm ready to buy it, give it to them. Try to get pre-orders, pre-sales if you can, right? If they want it, get them to pay for it now so that you can actually put money in your pocket and afford to pay for your production. And if you can do your production, which is kind of hard these days because a lot of factories are shut down, do it. If your factory is closed or maybe they're not working at 100% capacity, or maybe they've switched gears and maybe they're doing face masks and PPE equipment and gowns and stuff like that right now, you could just simply communicate with them and say, hey, I've got this order, I'm ready to put it in. I want to be the first one in line when you guys do open and you go back to making apparel, or you open, whatever the case may be. And that way you have open communication with them and you're hopefully the first in line to do it. So I would say yes, without a doubt, go forward, start making stuff. If people are asking you for it, that means they want it, you better give it to them. Great. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, then Ben X Teal, am I pronouncing that correctly? I don't know if you're on, but you did drop me a DM with a really great question. I told you I would answer it for you tonight. So hopefully you're watching the replay if you're not on. But you had asked about last week's Facebook Live, Instagram Live. I mentioned my prediction of there being an uptick in online sales, a spike in online sales. And you wanted to know if that would be happening now or after the quarantine and why. So I personally believe both. I think it's going to start happening now because everyone's quarantined. And then I think also because a lot of retailers are now canceling their orders and or they won't be able to get their orders from factories because factories have closed around the world, stores are going to open and be empty, or they're going to have old winter merchandise. This is exactly the time, like February, guys, is the time when all the new spring merchandise comes out. So this started happening in China in late November, early December. They started shutting down for Chinese New Year in January, and then COVID was really bad at that time. And now they're just starting to come back. So if you were getting anything from China, it is not coming in on time. And so what are the stores gonna do? Sell us sweaters in April or May? I mean, they're not gonna have their new merchandise in, and they're definitely not gonna have it in on time. And so people are gonna be forced to look online for new and exciting things. And it's the small fashion brands that are gonna come out ahead. It's the brands that are already online, that are already capitalizing off of this, that are going to come out ahead from all of this. So hopefully you guys are paying attention, you guys are starting your online store or have already started your online store. And that's the reason I think that online sales are gonna soar both now and in the future. Great question, Ben X Teal. I hope you're watching this. And if you guys have any questions about your line, please drop them in the comments. I don't think our Facebook Live is working. I don't know what's going on. It says that I'm live. Oh, maybe it's working. Okay, somebody gave me a thumbs up, so hopefully it's working. If you guys can write some comments for me, because I'm not seeing the comments. I don't know what's going on, but I can't see any of the comments for some reason. Okay. Next question came from Neil. Neil, I hope that you are on. You asked this in our Facebook group. You said, my supply chain is running through a country without the coronavirus, so there's no issue there, but you've got 2 trade shows booked on the West Coast in April and May, and you really don't know what to do. Even if air travel is not a concern at that time, you're not sure how many people are going to actually show up at a large convention hall with 1 million people amidst there. So my guess for you, Neil, is that already the April one is probably canceled, since for the most part, at least New York City, New Jersey area is quarantined until April 15th at this point. And my guess would be May 1st is really going to be for the whole country. So my guess is your April one is already canceled. So if that's the case, let's say one of them is canceled or both of them are canceled, right? Can you do some kind of a virtual show? Can you call up all the buyers that you were expecting to see at that trade show and get them to attend your virtual presentation, right? Maybe you get some models in different areas, you do a Zoom, everyone's, socially distant in different locations. I mean, you have to get creative here, guys. Like, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes to really make this a success, right? So can you invite buyers to an online presentation of some sort? By May, hopefully your show is going on, but I do understand your concern about people actually attending. And so I would just be prepared for less of a turnout. You might need to do more things to get people to actually come to your booth. Can you offer some kind of show-only discount? Or can you have some kind of fun event going on in your booth? I've literally seen beer pong going on at some of these trade shows, okay? So come up with something creative. Come up with a game, something that's going to drive people into your booth. Can you give away something for free? Can you raffle something? We do a raffle at every single trade show. I raffle off a free one-on-one coaching session with me. Why do I do that? Because I get everyone to put their business card in my bucket, and now I get all these emails added to my email list. It's not that difficult, guys. So can you raffle something off? Can you give away something for free? Can you have some branded face masks that you give away for free? Can you have branded hand sanitizer that you give away for free? I mean, people are going to be wanting these things well after COVID is over, because we're all going to be a little sensitized to this. So what can you give away? Can you wear some kind of crazy costume at the trade show that really makes you stand out? I heard of a girl one time, it was like a matchmaking, dating app or something, and she literally wore angel wings on her back. And to be honest, I've been thinking about this because Fashion Angel Warrior, hey, why not, right? So maybe I'll wear angel wings at my next trade show. Who knows? But it would definitely make you stand out if you wore some kind of a crazy costume. Also, don't forget, anyone doing a trade show, stand in front of your booth. Not behind your booth, not at the back of your booth. If you have a table, anything blocking the front entrance, stand in front of it and greet people. Just say hi. Hi, how are you? Oh, I love that bag. Oh, where did you get those earrings? Oh, your shoes and your outfit. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. You look awesome, girl. Stand in front of your booth. People will be more likely to talk to you. People will feel less barriers to talk to you because there's not gonna be a table standing in between the two of you. And if you have something that you can actually give out for free, that you hand them, for instance, we hand out free fabric sourcing guides at all of our trade shows because everyone's there to source fabrics. And people love it. People have literally read it, come back to our booth and said, oh my gosh, this was the most amazing thing I ever read. I need your services. Like, it works every single time. Jungle Hippie, angel wings and a samurai sword. Oh my gosh. Hopefully you don't need that sword. Elvaton's a great idea. I participated in a Zumba class on Zoom. They had 40 participants. Awesome. I love it. Love it. Okay, great. So figure out a way to make things interesting, and you can even have somebody walk around the trade show and get people to come into your booth that way. I've literally done that. And then just keep in mind too that some exhibitors might not also attend the trade show. So the advantage might be better for you actually. If there's less exhibitors, the people who do attend are gonna have less places to walk around, which might make your booth actually more visible. So try to look at the good side of things, not the bad side. I actually just did a trade show in LA before the whole lockdown went on, and I was able to pick up an extra seminar because the seminar speaker for the Friday slot couldn't fly out to New York couldn't fly out from New York because her company wouldn't let her. So I ended up getting a free speaking engagement just because she wasn't able to fly because of Corona. So things can actually work in your favor. So have faith, and I wish you the best of luck at your trade show, Neil. Okay, perfect. Kevin, let's see. You said I haven't been really personal with my customers. I somewhat want to be mysterious, but at the same time, I know that's not possible. Any tips? I think it just depends if you are your brand and if you have any reasons why you wouldn't want someone to know that it's you behind the brand. For instance, if you have a job and you don't want to potentially lose your job because your job finds out that you're doing this on the side, that sort of thing. Otherwise, I say go for it. People want to feel connected to the person behind the brand, and that's what makes small brands successful, is when you can put your personality into it and people can feel connected to you, because once they know you, they like you, they trust you, they're going to buy from you. They can't do that with a big brand like Nike. Who are they connected to? They can't do that with a big brand like Adidas. Who are they connecting to, right? So that's one of the advantages you have. So I always recommend, yes, being personal with your customers. That's not really related to COVID-19, but I'll let it slide. Great question. Let's see. Jungle Hippie, what do you recommend for shipping? I shipped a few orders and the pricing was a lot. So yes, shipping is an issue right now. I know UPS is not guaranteeing anything. Literally, if you've tried to order anything on Amazon Prime, it is not today. You're lucky if you get it in 4 or 5 days. It's kind of crazy right now. So just do your best, look at the current rates, what's going to get the best option, and just be transparent with your customers. Let them know to expect longer delays, that you can't guarantee any shipping times. Unfortunately, you're probably going to have to eat the cost. If you're already offering free shipping on your website, you kind of can't go back on that. If you haven't been offering free shipping, try to meet the customer halfway. Don't charge them the whole thing. Maybe you pay a little bit, they pay a little bit, that sort of thing. So that'd be my recommendation, Jungle Hippie. Great question. All right, I still cannot see the comments on Facebook, guys, so I apologize if you're writing comments. I see people on, which is awesome, but I cannot see the comments. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of crazy. Okay. Anyway, did I get everyone's question so far? I think so. Yes. My son has online distance school from Monday. Yes, everyone's kind of online school right now and or teaching their own kids. Yes, you're welcome, Jungle Hippie. Awesome. So if you guys have any more questions, definitely type them in. I know a lot of people are concerned about launching, Should I launch now? Should I not launch now? We kind of talked about that last week, so definitely go back and think about that. KG Spot, do you think it's a good time to push handmade products? That's an interesting question. I don't really ever recommend typically doing handmade products, only because if you are the one making them yourself, it's not sustainable, right? At some point you can only make so many of them before you have to hire someone to help you and or do it for you, whether it's a seamstress, whether it's a manufacturer, whatever the case may be. But I would say my view would probably be different now that factories are closed and or primarily putting their efforts towards making PPE equipment and things. So it might be a good time to push handmade products. It might be a good time to just make them by hand simply because you can't get them made by a factory, right? So that actually might be a good thing. I would say so. Hey, Rebel Rose. Hi, Lottie Pop Style. How are you? What should our expectations be for our manufacturers? Great question. So we did talk about this last week. Oh, you want to come on? Okay, let's bring you on. I'm going to bring Lottie Pop. Lottie Pop, let's see if I can get you on here. Unable to join. Why are you unable to join? You just requested. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, it says you're unable to join. Okay. So anyway, yes, I think your expectation with the manufacturer should be, this is a partnership, this is a relationship. You want to be extra communicative to them right now so that you're both on the same page. I would not try to ask for any deals. I wouldn't push them to get your stuff out faster. You know, none of that stuff I don't think you should try at this time. You want to view it as a good partnership and that you're building a long-term relationship with your manufacturer. So just be open and honest with them. If you can't make your payments because sales are low or whatever the case may be, can you do a payment plan? Can you do installments, something like that, right? You want to be on good terms with them so that when they do reopen, they'll do your stuff first, hopefully, right? And or you've treated them well and they'll want to do your stuff first. So just be really, in good communication with them. Definitely now's the time to lean on your relationships with people. And this is primarily why a lot of people come to us, because we have really great relationships with manufacturers. I mean, I literally called up a manufacturer the other day and I was like, hey, my client needs to make masks for his healthcare facility. He needs 30,000 masks. How fast can you do it? He'll pay you whatever you need. And literally he made it happen. So, his staff was all at home. They didn't have work. They couldn't really work, but now they're technically allowed to open because they're making masks, right? So it was just an amazing blessing to everyone. So yeah, be in good communication with your factories for sure. All right, guys, we have a couple more minutes. I don't know what happened with our Facebook, but hopefully you guys can see me. Hopefully I cannot view any comments on Facebook for some reason. Hopefully we'll see a greater resurgence in Made in America Elvitanza. Yes, I mentioned this last week. I do honestly think that Made in the USA is going to come back in a big way after this is all over. Production is nearly done. Have packaging but worried about the size. I want to put size stickers on our side of package, not on the actual product. Rebel Rose, I think what you're asking me is, should I put the size sticker on the packaging itself and not on the actual product itself? For what you're making, because I know you and I know the product that you're making, the face lace, I don't think you need to put size on the actual product itself. I think you could literally get away with just putting it on the package. But if it was something else, if it was a garment or some other type of product, I may not recommend that. I would recommend putting the size on the actual garment themselves, because you'll want to know what size you ordered. If you ever want to order another one, you don't want to have to go back and look through your online orders to figure it out. Jungle Hippie, what about the textile side? Most comes from somewhere else. Yes, Jungle Hippie, most textiles do come from outside the US. However, I do think there will be a resurgence in Made in the USA fabrics as well. I think some mills are going to start to come back. I think the US is going to be known for making hemp. So there's already a ton of hemp farms out there making that. And so they're in the process of turning it into fiber and then weaving it into fabric and so on and so forth. So there are still some made in the USA fabric mills I do work with in the US. A lot of them did leave and go overseas because of all the overseas manufacturing, but I think because of COVID, a lot of it will come back. Yes, I definitely think so. Yeah, Facebook froze. Yeah, sorry guys, I don't know what's going on with Facebook. Too many people are streaming. I think that's the problem. We're not going to be able to do these on Facebook. All right, guys. Well, if there's no more questions, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this Q&A was helpful. I hope that all of you have a very prosperous season amidst this whole COVID-19 episode that's going on. I am praying for all of you. Don't forget to prosper and not panic. Just keep saying to yourself, this too shall pass. And remember that out of every problem, there is always an opportunity. So try to focus on the opportunity, and hopefully that will keep you going and give you hope. Also, go back and watch our previous Facebook Live episodes. Number 9 is really awesome. It's all about tips for overcoming fear. So if you are fearful, worried, have a lot of anxiety right now, please go back and watch that one. Go back and watch last week's Facebook Live where we did a ton of information about COVID-19. Go back and watch episode 14, which is all about 10 steps to setting smart goals. If you're feeling a little stuck right now because you're working from home. Lottie Pop wants to know, are we still doing manufacturing tours in the future? Yes, we do have a manufacturing tour right now planned for LA in May. However, depending on what our current situation is and travel and all of that stuff, we may need to push it back. And we were also planning to have one in Miami at the end of May. So again, depending on the current situation, we will definitely keep you posted. Yes, thank you so much. Stay blessed. Psalm 91. Yes, no evil will come upon you. No disease can take you over. I love it. All right, guys. And if you're interested in boosting your Instagram following, driving traffic to your online store right now, we have a ton of online courses. We have a ton of services. They're super affordable. We can grow your following on Instagram for only $150 per month. It's guaranteed anywhere from 200 to 1,000 followers per month. And if you don't get 200 followers in your first month, we give you your first month for free. So it's really awesome. Email us if you're interested in that. That's our IG growth program. And if you're interested in any of our online courses, head to our website, fashionangelwarrior.com/courses. And we will see you next time. Next week, we'll talk all about working from home, tips to work from home, how to be productive while working from home. And yes, WFH is the new buzzword going around, not WTF, but WFH, working from home. All right, so love you guys. Stay tuned for next Facebook Live next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m., same place, same time. Love you. Bye-bye.